the biggest challenge looking at what they do offensively to prepare for?
They do a really great job. They'll have like 2 plays going on at the same time, right? They'll be doing something in the core, running OT counter, right? And you got to fit that. But they'll also have a play going on the perimeter. It's really like you're just playing 2 different football plays. So the guy's on the edge, and the quarterback does a great job of reading it and getting the ball in the right guy's hands. So you got to be able to keep leverage and find your fits on the perimeter at the same time as you're playing downhill runs. So that's really where the complications come from.
Sounds like something you can only do if you have a 25-year-old quarterback that's seen several things in college football.
Yeah, he's a good player now. He's a tough guy, you know what I mean? He can still throw the ball when he's nicked up. He runs like a tailback, you know what I mean? He's a good player. He definitely makes their system work pretty good.
What are you happy about with your defense through the first 3 games this season?
It's really exciting to see the effort that they play with no matter what, and that's something that we got to keep working on. When they see it, I think they're in a place where they really feel like, hey, when we see ourselves do our jobs, and it's not doing anything exceptional, it's just, hey, I did my part and this guy did his part and this guy did, and then you're playing really good football. And there's been really some stretches of that have been pretty good, and then there's other times when you say, okay, hey, look, this guy's eyes got bad, whatever, this guy didn't do his job. This guy was trying to go do something outside the scheme, and you get a little bit, and it's not I'm trying to think of a way to say it without cussing on it, but it's not like a selfish mentality necessarily. It's not a I'm better than the team mentality. It's a, hey, I'm going to try to go make a play. And then when that happens, then you usually hunt up someone else, and then it messes up their fit, and then it messes up the next fit, and then you can give up some plays doing that way. So those are really the things we're trying to stop on the leaky yards from guys trying to get that stuff. I think we've done a really good job of staying on top of things. You know what I mean? There hasn't been those opportunities where they're getting many 70-yard type, all the big explosive plays. The back end has done an exceptional job staying on top of routes. And sometimes you'll see a guy get 15 or 12, or you'll see a chunk yard play go, and really as coaches you're still saying, that's okay, because on the same route they were really looking to hit a 50-yard shot, and they got some, they threw it, checked it down, and you got some, okay, that's okay too. We keep playing football that way.
I looked at the ACC stats a couple days ago, and if I remember correctly, like 4th or 5th in the conference in scoring defense at like 17.7 a game. Does that mean anything yet?
I don't know. I think that it's a thing that you see at the end of the season and see where it all shakes out, right? I think that you say, everybody's played different people, and you can't really tell. But it's a deal that I think our guys take tremendous pride about keeping people out of the end zone. I think that, giving up whatever 40 we did, last week, that stings too. You know what I mean? If we do our job a couple plays more, if we don't look for those plays that we're hunting to try to make because we need to make something, well, then that even gets cut more. And we have an opportunity to put ourselves in a position to win that game. So I think that will be something that we look at the end of the season. You know what I mean? That's stats and stuff. We're trying to figure out what the truth is later.
What's the biggest challenge of losing Rashawn Thomas?
You know what? He did an exceptional job communicating back there. You know what I mean? All the reps that he had, he just had a ton of experience and calmness about him in the back end that he could communicate and get things right and see things as a coach kind of sees them. You know what I mean? Braylon's done a great job filling in for him. You know what I mean? So we're excited about him, and he's getting closer to that point. With Nando and Vaughn in the game, you know what I mean? They're helping him a little bit, but he's getting to the point where he can start doing some of that stuff too. So it's really good to see him grow too.
The follow-up question to that is, who becomes the next Braylon? Who's the guy that spells him for a bit?
We're using, Zamari's been playing quite a bit, so as we can use him more, we can move some guys around, shuffle some guys, and then it's really Miles Turpin. You know what I mean? He's done a good job coming along. He's he's got some experience. He's really been waiting in the wings for his opportunity, and when he gets it, I think he'll be pretty good.
You guys good?
Everybody else?
All right.
That's great.
Thanks,
Coach.
It's the most difficult part of looking at what Georgia Tech does offensively and getting ready for it.
I think it's pretty obvious, just handling all the motions and the massive shifts and jumps that they do, trying to create different formations. I just think we have to communicate efficiently and make sure that we alert things to each other so that we're well prepared for it.
How good of a grade did you guys do on communication through the first 3 games?
I think our communication could always improve, but communication is always our biggest emphasis. starting to play, like pre-snap, post-snap. It's always things that you can't communicate. And through the first games, I feel like we've been pretty good, but just keep improving over time. We had a few misses, small misses, but like I said, just keep improving, keep working on it to get it to the standard.
What do you see from Haynes King that makes him so effective as a quarterback?
Firstly, I'd probably say his confidence in his team. They're a big physical team. And then next I'd say his legs. A quarterback that can run is definitely pretty dangerous and can definitely open up different opportunities for his offense. So definitely his legs.
This might be kind of obvious if people have watched both teams, but what's the difference in C.J. Bailey as a runner versus Haynes King as a runner?
I think Haynes King more downhill and more aggressive. He likes to go after it. He's not afraid of contact, definitely. So we're just gonna have to bring it to him and keep hitting him all game, and eventually, hopefully, that he stops wanting to run the ball, take the wheel out of him.
As a defense, do you guys like playing a quarterback that wants the physicality?
Yeah, I think that's how you take the heart out of the offense. No one wants to continually see their quarterback getting hit, so it's definitely one of the things that we look forward to as a defense. Go out there and play aggressive as a unit and go make plays.
What was the bye week like for you guys, Davaughn, and what's the shift been like now that you guys are back to practice full bore?
During the bye week, we take time to, number one, recover our bodies, rest our bodies, refocus mentally, and then come back out like this week and get right back to the ground. But during the bye week, it was more so a mental focus, mentally preparing for Georgia Tech, things of that nature, and then just coming back this week, and coming out more physical and being ready to be aggressive and go attack.
How weird is it to have game prep where you've got like 3 days to get ready versus a game prep where you've got 16, something like that?
Yeah.
How weird is that?
It's definitely kind of odd. I'm not used to that. It's always like just eager to go back out and play. We watching everybody else play Saturday nights, and we're at home just watching the game. So it's always kind of difficult for us as a group to have to sit and watch when we know we could be out there playing. But like I said, just taking that time to recover our bodies and our minds is definitely a plus sign as well.
Is it more bitter or is it more motivating to go into that long stretch after a loss to a in-state rival?
I definitely say more motivating. We came out strong. We came out 2-0, and then to lose going into a bye week, having to sit through those 16-ish days, it definitely motivated us more to want to go out and get back to practice, get ready to work, and continue our grind. Because, like I said, you can only keep improving. So we're just motivated to get back out here together and keep working.
What do you
Speaking
have?
of that
Go ahead.
motivation,
Mm-hmm.
a ranked team coming in here,
Yeah.
is that extra because of that too, especially the way they play on the offensive side of the ball?
I wouldn't say the ranked aspect, but just knowing that they're a physical offense and that they're going to be aggressive is definitely a motivator for us on defense to want to be the more physical team, the more dominant up front, and more just physical at the point of attack.
Do you guys look at Georgia Tech and their physicality as something that this program wants to look like?
I say Georgia Tech is Georgia Tech and Wake Forest is Wake Forest, but I know our defense, our whole team, we already have a mentality to go out and be the aggressor. So it's not like nothing new to us that we aspire to be like them or anything. We already have our own identity going, and we know what we're capable of.
What do you think about what the defense has put together through the first 3 games this season, Vaughn?
I feel like we've been doing good. I can say one thing, we've been working more on trying to get turnovers, get the offense back on the field, keep the offense on the field, just being more aggressive, going for the ball, punching the ball out, raking at the ball. Just that's one aspect that we can keep improving on, just trying to flip the turnover margin.
Everybody good?
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Best luck.
What do you see from Georgia Tech's defense that makes them do whatever they do well?
I think I see a lot of similar things that our defense does. They're physical. They know where they want to align. They don't do too much, but they align, they communicate, and they play hard.
Coach Dicker told us last week when we were here that he thought NC State's interior guys were really good. He thinks Georgia Tech's are better. Do you guys on the interior of the line look at that as more of a challenge than you have?
Of course. Every week is a challenge, and these guys, they are physical. the guys up front, they get TFLs. They're a vertical penetrating D-line, and it's kind of good. They don't really try and go around you. They try and go through you. So they're bringing the fight to us, and we're going to bring it to them.
We talked last week about Coach Dicker told us they're trying to simplify the offense a bit without giving away any game plan stuff. What does that mean to you, or what does that look like?
Yeah, Georgia Tech, Georgia Institute of Technology, they want to come off the ball and be physical, so we don't need to do fancy stuff. We just need to come off the ball and do physical. So I think that's what Dicker means, and I think that's what Azel's planning for us. Like, just make sure we know the game plan and make sure we're confident, and when we come off the ball, we're not doing anything besides being lower than them and keeping our eyes where they need to be and our feet moving.
You told us back in fall camp, Devin, that you believed your offensive line had more than 8, playable, capable guys, that you were really excited about the depth. Now you kind of suffered your first injury and had to put someone in. How's that statement holding up for you?
That's the great thing about life is you never know what to expect, But we're all we got, we're all we need, and we're a group that no matter what needs to be done, we'll find a way to get it done.
How's George doing in there?
Sty.
Yeah,
Sty's killing it. I had a funny moment. We were running play, and Melvin was like, maybe you could tell which one of the guards is working with you. And I was like, okay. If I'm going this way, I'll say, hey, George, I'm working with you. And if I'm going the other way, I'll say, hey, George, I'm working with you. But Sty's phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's a hard worker. And he's, I see, and some of the coaches have told him it too, I see a lot of my younger self in Sty, showing up early in the building, doing whatever you can to get on that field, to get your job done. And I appreciate Sty, everything he's done for this team and our unit.
So you don't have to show up early anymore?
Oh no, I still do, but every now and then every now and then he beats me in, and I'm like, touche.
Like once a week, twice a week?
I'll give him twice a week. He steals my parking spot and he lets me know about it.
Are parking spots for football players even coveted?
Parking spots for everyone on this campus. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh, no doubt.
Do you have O-line assigned parking spots?
No, sir, but me, Sty, and Lily are some of the first ones here, so we fight over a good one. There's a nice lady on the radio, the morning radio crew. She takes one of those spots too. So Robin.
I'm imagining like 3 big trucks, and then Robin might drive like a compact.
Yeah, well, so actually, flip it. Sty is in the Acura kind of little mom mobile. I love it. And then Robin's in like an all red Camaro.
Oh wow! All right.
And then 2 big trucks.
And then 2 big
Yeah.
So he was close.
That's smart.
No, always wanted one. Grew up driving a Prius, but no longer.
Everybody good?
For you, man, real quick, just how hungry is this team to get back on the field after the bye week?
Yeah, it's
Lost
been.
NC State, now with Georgia Tech coming in.
Yeah, you never want to lose, and you never want to lose going into 2 Saturdays where you're not playing football, and you're thinking about it a lot. And I think last week we had a good week of working, and I think this week we're continuing to work, and we know that when Saturday comes, like opportunities don't come often. Whether it's a ranked team or not a ranked team, you got to go out there and you got to find a way to get a win because you don't want to go home losing.
Thanks.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.